Hello people, I am the Comic Book Gamer, and today I'm going to be casting the Deathstroke movie that was not announced, but I just want to do it anyway, just a fan casting. I wish we would have gotten a Deathstroke movie announced, but sadly, among all those DC movies, a Deathstroke movie was not announced. But yeah, I still want to cast it anyway, just put my thoughts out there for if there is going to be a Deathstroke movie, or if one ever gets announced, then this is who I'd like to be in the movie. So yeah, first off, the storyline that I'd like to see, because that decides who we're going to have for characters. So storyline, I would choose Full Cycle. Full Cycle was the first storyline for Deathstroke's solo series in the 90s, and it set up Deathstroke really nicely. It took place in his world, and I would just like to see that on the big screen, and I think it would set up really, really good. So yeah, what Full Cycle was Deathstroke's wife, Adeline Kane, got attacked by some guy, and then he goes and attacks Slade, and so that makes it personal, attacking him and his ex-wife, and so Slade goes after the guy, and then he finds out he's dressed up as his dead son, Grant Wilson. Grant Wilson was in Deathstroke's first appearance because Grant Wilson died trying to be like Deathstroke. He didn't know Deathstroke and Slade were one and the same, but he really wanted to be like Deathstroke because he had heard all this great stuff about him. And so he thought he was, he was this awesome guy and he wanted to be like him. And he ended up getting an experimental formula from Hive that is supposed to sort of be like Deathstroke's, except it gave him 100% of his brain capacity instead of 90% like Deathstroke's. And the more he fought, the more it drained from him, and it ended up killing him. And that's what made Deathstroke take on his contract, because Grant Wilson had taken on a contract from Hive to take out the Teen Titans, and that's how he took the contract, because he had to fulfill his son's contract, and Hive did that on purpose because they knew they would get Deathstroke, and that's how all that happened. Just quick little recap on all that. So yeah, Grant Wilson, he's supposedly back from the dead, but find out later he's not, and it's just got some guy posing in the costume he wore before he died. So yeah, first off, who should play the man himself, Slade Wilson, Deathstroke? To me, Timothy Olyphant. He is a great actor, and he's the age, and he looks somewhat like him, and I think he could pull off the role great. If you guys watch Justified, it's about to get into its final season. It's my favorite show on TV right now. It's great, and he could just pull off Slade Wilson to me. I think he could do it great. His character currently on Justified has some characteristics of Slade, and I really think he could pull it off nicely. I'd love to see him as Slade. I definitely think he could pull it off and do a great job. And like I said, he is the age, so I think he'd do great. Now for Bill Walsh, who is the villain, aka the fake Ravenger, I would choose Mark Pellegrino. I've mainly only seen him in TV stuff. I've never really seen him in a movie, but from TV stuff, I'd like to see him as a villain in a movie, because in TV stuff, he's always a villain, and he's very ominous, and he's really good at being this ominous, devious, creepy guy. And I think he'd do great as Bill Walsh, being this guy under the mask that's like, who is it? Is it Ravenger? Is it not? Who? But I think he'd do a great job, and he's another guy he's around the age of Bill Walsh. And I just think he'd do a really good job as Bill Walsh. Now for Adeline Kane, I'd choose Kate Beckinsale, because she is pretty much the same age as Adeline Kane, because she's supposed to be a little bit younger than Slade, and Kate Beckinsale is 41, and she's always been described as being very good looking. All the guys in the military really want to be with her, and if you've seen Kate Beckinsale, you know she's really good looking, and she's a really good actress, so she pretty much hits all the right marks, and I think she'd be a great Adeline Kane. I'd love to see her as Adeline Kane. And you need someone good, because she is a pretty big part of this story arc, and so Kate Beckinsale to me would be the perfect choice for Adeline. Now for Billy Wintergreen, I would choose Timothy Dalton, because who wouldn't want to see James Bond as Deathstroke's best friend? I mean, that'd just be awesome, and he'd be great. Timothy Dalton, it would just add even more. He's my second favorite Bond, second to Sean Connery, because Sean Connery in my mind will always be #1, but Timothy Dalton's very close second, and I think he'd be he would definitely do a great job. It's Timothy Dalton. He's awesome, and he would add what you need for Wintergreen, and him and Timothy Oliphant both on the same screen, you know, being best friends would be great. I'd love to see it because you need Wintergreen. You finally need a good representation of Wintergreen, and I think he could do a great job. And again, everyone just be like, "That's James Bond. He's Deathstroke's right-hand man." I just think that would be great. And last is Grant Wilson. So Grant Wilson, I'd choose Taylor Kitsch because he's a little bit older than Grant was when he died, but still it would just be in flashbacks, and you wouldn't have to be showing him a whole lot, and they can make him look younger, and he'd be wearing a mask for a good part because that was when he attacked the Titans. So yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. And if a Deathstroke movie did happen before Teen Titans, obviously they'd change that so that way he wouldn't be fighting the Teen Titans. But I think you could do good, and again, it would just be in flashback, so we wouldn't be seeing a whole lot of him, so him being older than Grant was wouldn't really make too big of a difference. I just think you could pull off the cocky arrogantness that you need for Grant. So yeah, that is my cast for the Deathstroke movie, for what I would like to see if we ever get a Deathstroke movie. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see. Do you agree with my list, or who would you guys have, and what storyline would you choose? So please let me know, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.